Hello, what's going on, my fellow YouTube gamers? This is me, Jungoguy, and welcome back to another Let's Play Dragonball XenoVerse. In this video, we're not doing anything in particular. I'm just browsing about, looking at people, looking at stuff, looking at accessories, little this, little that, and shopping and stuff. Oh, and I've decided. Oh, and this will be a longer video than usual, so you might want to sit tight and grab some popcorn. Or a drink. I just thought, a friend of mine told me I should use these videos to talk about stuff that I like in order to keep my audience interested. So I'm gonna be using this time while we're kicking butt to be talking about one of the greatest movies of all movies to ever come out in 2015. I am going to talk about The Avengers: Age of Ultron. For those who have not seen it or have not read what happens on Wikipedia or another website, spoiler alert, so you may want to cover your ears and skip for a little bit. You still watching? Okay, good. Okay, so I'm just gonna recap the plot basically. The movie starts in the fictional country of Sokovia in Eastern Europe. And it starts with a bang! A big one. As big as the Battle of New York montage is bang. The Avengers are currently attacking one of the main Hydra bases of the evil organization Hydra. Led by the villainous Baron von Strucker. They're all kicking butt, they're destroying everything. And they're basically kicking Hydra's ass. Hydra is getting massacred. But they're not after a particular artifact that Hydra possesses. Loki's scepter. For if you have seen the mid-credits ending to Captain America: Winter Soldier, you know that Hydra, thanks to their moles and shield, managed to get their hands on the scepter Loki used in the Avengers movie to control people's minds with. And the Avengers want it back. They want it back really badly. So they storm the base, capture Baron von Strucker, but his two guinea pigs that we saw on that mid-credit scene, who are revealed to be Wanda and Petra Maximoff. Those who are versed in Marvel comic books are Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. Quicksilver is basically super fast. He can run as fast as a tornado, maybe even faster. And Wanda in this game in the movie has telekinesis, and mind control. Oh, and she can read minds. And boy, does she use those powers to good use. She managed when Iron Man manages to find the Chitauri stuff that Hydra's gotten their hands on. She manages to mess with Tony Stark's head really badly. And she shows him a vision of what will happen. Basically, all the Avengers are lying dead, except for Captain America, who lived long enough to tell Tony Stark, who is still alive, "You could have saved us." As then he sees a vision of the Chitauri invading and destroying the Earth. So they take the scepter back to Avengers Tower, where Maria Hill is now working as staff ever since S.H.I.E.L.D. went under. So, and Stark, then they are planning on throwing a huge party to celebrate bringing down Hydra. Well, or at least slowing it down, because we probably know it's going to be a threat, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they need a main bad guy in there. So, where was I? Yes, let's see, so, they decide to take, Dr. Banner, or aka the Hulk, and Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, decide to take a look at the staff at Loki's scepter for a few days until Thor takes it back to Asgard, where it will be locked away forever. And they discover that, after poking around in it some, they decide, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's use this thing to build, that artificial intelligence, that AI program that we were thinking about to command, and the Iron Legion. The Iron Legion are basically robotic versions of Iron Man, and the Stark has built in between, sometime after the events of Iron Man 3 to help police the world. Then he decides to build, and he and Banner decide, in their infinite wisdom, decide it would be best to have them all run by a single artificial intelligence, an AI program which they call Ultron. So they go to work for several days, no success. But then, they finally decide he managed to make some progress with using the scepter. And they decide, okay, what's this good? Let's go celebrate the party and let Jarvis finish it up for us. As soon as they leave, Ultron comes online, and it's quickly apparent he's sentient. He's become self-aware, and despite Jarvis's attempts to stop him, he manages to somehow get online and look at all the bad stuff that humanity has done. And his programming, which tells him to basically he's supposed to protect the world. He concludes humanity is the biggest threat, more chiefly the Avengers. So after the big party, in which we see Stan Lee as a World War II veteran at Omaha Beach, he even gets drunk off a bike off of Asgardian alcohol and says his catchphrase, Excelsior! Man, those are some creepy clamp things. Okay, so while everyone's left, the Avengers are all sitting down, playing a game of trying to see who can lift Thor's hammer, and Cap's like, but none of them can. Especially not Iron Man, especially not Tony Stark. He can't do it. He is nowhere near worthy. So actually, the only one who came close to picking up the hammer was Captain America. And when he managed to move it a little bit, and Thor was sitting on the couch and was like, "Oh snap!" But then he couldn't budge it, so then he just grinned silently. But then, just when they're having fun, relaxing, having a good time, and amongst themselves, Ultron appears in a damaged Iron Legion body. He announces his intent that there's only one path to peace: your extinction. And after seizing control of the Iron Legion sentries, he manages to escape by uploading himself onto the internet. So, what are they gonna do? They just create a digital Frankenstein, which they have unleashed on the world. So, what are the Avengers supposed to do? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. I saw on Thursday, it's opening night. I even got a poster and everything. It was awesome. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. / look it up on the internet. Oh yes, now I remember. So, as for the Maximoff twins, they managed to escape when Hydra base fell, and went to hide in the city of Sokovia, until they are called to the church at the center of it, where lo and behold, Ultron is located. He's just built himself, and he hacked into the databases in at the Hydra base in Sokovia, and used them to build a new robotic body for himself, where he announces his intent to the Maximoff twins their shared goal of destroying the Avengers. The Maximoff twins hate the Avengers, more specifically Tony Stark, because when they were 10 years old, military weapons that were designed by Stark Industries killed their parents. And nearly killed them, so when Hydra gave them the chance to volunteer, they gain superpowers, they took it. Oy vey. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, Jarvis got killed. Poor Jarvis got derez, deleted, went offline. He was destroyed by Hydra. No wait, Ultron. So, using the resources in Strucker's base, and after teaming up with the Maximoff twins and killing Baron von Strucker, who was in the custody of NATO, and writing the word peace on the wall of the cell in his blood. Creepy. Ultron has built an army of robot drones, which they use to pay a visit to the African arms dealer Ulysses Claw to attain the shipment of vibranium that he stole from the nation of Wakanda. No, not before the Avengers managed to catch him, though. But they are unable to prevent him from leaving, sadly. Yeah, the Avengers, Wanda Maximoff goes to work on all the Avengers and shows them their biggest fears. She causes the Hulk to go on a rampage through the capital city of South Africa. She shows the worst fears of all the Avengers. As for Black Widow, it was her time in the Black Widow program, and the experiments the Soviets did on her. For Captain America, a fantasy life where he was never frozen and he got to live out his life with Peggy. For her, a vision of Asgard where everyone he knows is saying, "You failed us, you will lead us to extinction." And then he has a fleeting vision of 6 stones, which we will get to later. Where else? Who else? I know I'm missing someone else. I feel like I'm missing someone else, but why can't I? Well, meanwhile, Iron Man manages to take down Ultron. But it doesn't destroy his body, but it doesn't matter. He just loads himself up into another one via the internet. Oh, the internet. I never thought I'd see the day when it would be used for evil. Oh, right. Let me rephrase that. I never thought I would see the day when it would be used by supervillains for evil. Because plenty of people use it for evil purposes already. So, Iron Man, Stark goes to stop Iron Man, to stop the Hulk from running amok using his new Hulkbuster suit, which is totally badass. And after the battle royale, and the resulting backlash over the destruction and all the fears that have been given by Wanda's hallucinations, they go into hiding at a safe house. But guess what? The safe house is actually Hawkeye, aka Clint Barnes' farm. By the way, he was the only one that Wanda was not able to use her mind-reading hallucination powers on. Yeah, he had enough of that after the whole Loki controlling him thing. So they go hiding at his farmhouse, where they meet his wife, his 2 kids, and his unborn 3rd child. And they all go their separate ways. Thor, or at least to ask Dr. Selvig about the meaning of the vision that he had. And Romanoff, the Black Widow, and Banner work out some relationship issues because there's apparently suddenly a mutual attraction between the 2 of them. How the heck did they decide that? Why did they decide that? And Cap and Hawk and Iron Man basically argue about whether or not the morals of creating Ultron. But they are all stunned by a surprise visitor. It's Nick Fury! Hiding out in the barn's tool shed. Barn shed. And he's come to encourage them to help put a stop to Ultron. By the way, meanwhile, speaking of Ultron, in South Korea, Ultron pays a visit to Dr. Banner's friend, Dr. Helen Cho. He wants to use her synthetic tissue technology, combined with the vibranium he stole from Claw, and the gem from Loki's scepter, which, by the way, in case you guys haven't figured out, is one of the Infinity Stones. It's to create the ultimate body for him. While they're doing this, it's using a device called the Creo. Wanda manages to read the mind through the body, and he discovers that Ultron is planning to wipe out all of humanity, causing them the Maximoff siblings to turn on him. Meanwhile, the Avengers manage to figure out where Ultron's going and retrieve the unfinished body before he can finish loading himself up into it, and manage to make a getaway. But sadly, Natasha is captured. So Banner and Stark bring the body back to Avengers Tower, and they discover where they make an important discovery. There's been a secret ally who's been keeping Ultron at bay on the internet, and Stark just figured out who it was. It's Jarvis! Jarvis is alive! Thank heavens. Somehow he managed to upload he managed to escape onto the internet, albeit in pieces, and has been slowly pulling himself back together. So, in order to combat the threat of Ultron, they upload Jarvis inside the synthetic body, and which Thor brings to life using the power of his lightning. And yeah, Thor's come back after figuring out what his vision means, because the gem on his brow is the Mind Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones, like I said, and it was a part of his vision. So, that is what we call him, the Vision. Not exactly one of the most memorable characters from the Avengers, but he's definitely one of the most powerful. Jarvis, or rather, the Vision as we now call him, explains to the Avengers who are worried that he might be on Ultron's side that he's on the side of life and that Ultron is not. And that he bears great pain and rage inside of him and is going to destroy the world with that pain and rage. He does not want to kill Ultron, but he knows that he has to in order to protect life. But their trust of the Vision is cemented when he manages to pick up Thor's hammer without even batting an eyelash or optical scanner or whatever he has.
I can fight too, just
That was my favorite moment, and he was like, guys, I was thinking to myself, guys, he can lift Thor's hammer. None of the other Avengers could do it. I think we should trust him.
Come on, let's go!
So with the Vision's help and the Maximoffs who have decided to help the Avengers, they travel to Sokovia, where Ultron has used the remaining vibranium to build himself a new, even more powerful body, an even bigger army of drones, and a machine that's gonna rip part of the city out of the Earth, take it miles into the air and crash it back down to the Earth, which will cause a huge explosion, which will bring about global extinction. The Avengers fight desperately to stop him. Banner rescues the Black Widow, and she in turn brings out the Hulk in him, the inner Hulk in him to fight. While all the Avengers fight all the drones and stuff, all this stuff about Ultron and try and evacuate the civilians. Hence, with the Vision manages to disable Ultron's ability to escape into the net, crippling him and preventing him from escaping into any of his bodies are destroyed. Meanwhile, but when it becomes apparent that they are unable to hold back the drones for long, and that they still need to get the civilians off because they're going to destroy the city, need to stop before it gets too high, stop Ultron from just wiping out all life, but they have no way to get the civilians off. Fortunately, a SHIELD Nick Fury arrives in an old SHIELD helicarrier along with War Machine and Maria Hill and a bunch of other former SHIELD agents that they dug up. And they managed to successfully evacuate all the civilians, but sadly, Pietro Maximoff lays his life down protecting Hawkeye from enemy fire. Wanda goes berserk and abandons her post guarding the machine that's supposed to bring the city down on the Earth, and she abandons her post to destroy Ultron on its primary body, which lets one of the drones activate the machine. But fortunately, Stark and Thor overload it and shatter into pieces while the Vision saves Wanda. Meanwhile, the Hulk, deciding that he doesn't want to endanger Romanoff or the rest of his teammates by being near them, departs in a Quinjet or lands unknown. Well, the Vision, after having a long discussion about their faith in humanity, or rather unfaithfulness in humanity, Vision destroys Ultron. So, that's it. A few months later, the Avengers have established a new base in upstate New York, run by Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Dr. Cho, and Dr. Selvig. After deciding that the Mind Stone is safe with the Vision, Thor returns to Asgard to uncover more about the forces that he suspects have manipulated the events in the Avengers and recent events. And Spartan and and Stark both decide to retire from the Avengers, but I doubt we have heard the last from them. And so, Captain America and the Black Widow are left to train the new roster of the Avengers. Jimmy Rhodey as War Machine, Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, the Vision, and Captain America's friend from Captain America the Winter Soldier, the Falcon. But it's not over. Hold on, it's not over. At the next mid-credit scene, in Thanos it shows the mastermind behind the events of the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, and the one who desires the Infinity Stones, Thanos, the Mad Titan, the Dark Lord. He retrieves the Infinity Gauntlet from Odin's Ball in Asgard and decides, as fine, I'll do this myself. He tries by using pawns to acquire the Infinity Stones. He gave the Mind Stone, which he had already acquired, to Loki. He on loan, hoping it would gain him the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone. But Loki was defeated by the Avengers, and both stones were lost to him. He tried again in Guardians of the Galaxy to get in the Stone of Power, through his agent Ronan, but Ronan turned on him, and now the stone is lying in a vault on Xandar. Basically, he's had enough, and he's going to hunt off of using pawns, and he's going to hunt down the stones himself, laying the groundwork for Phase 3 of Marvel Cinematic Universe and the upcoming movies Avengers Infinity War. All in all, this movie was epic, it was awesome, and it managed to do the impossible. They managed to take the bar that was already set ridiculously high by Marvel's The Avengers and raise it even higher. There's just no stopping in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're like a shooting star. They're on the way on a rocket trip to the moon. I can't wait to see the next Avengers movie. Okay, that's enough talking about. But enough about the Avengers. I've been talking about them for the last few.
Then hurry up and come at me.
That's 20 minutes or so. Let's talk about Dragon Ball Z. This is a really good game. One of the best Dragon Ball Z games I've ever played. And I have not played that many. I remember my first one though. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It was the one good one. And it was because it was good. It was fun to play. I played it over and over for several hours. Memories.
Pain.
Okay, so what are we doing here again? And I was too busy talking while playing. Oh yeah, that's right. We're being a Vegeta. This is the Grade 8 one, and I will manage to accomplish a grapple throw. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. I don't want to repeat it last time. Oh man, talking so long is rough on my throat. Anybody got a lozenge?
Don't let your guard down. Damn it! Don't think this is the end.
Of course it's the end. Of course it's not the end, Vegeta. I still have 2 other bosses left to fight. Ha! Is that the Energy Blast Barrage? Is that the best you can do? Really? Oh man, ow. Oh. Haha, miss me. Now you're gonna get fistful of face. A face full of fist. Come on! Is that the best you can do? That didn't hurt at all! Bam! I'm kicking your butt! Along with you, mutant plant man. Evil mutant plant man.
What's with that annoying attitude?
Gotta heal up because I'm gonna need it if I'm gonna fight the others. Her Saiyans. Well, that's it. Tien and Radz managed to do that pretty well. If all the characters' names in Dragon Balls, if all their names are supposed to be puns, what's Tien supposed to be a pun of? I don't get it. Well, the Saiyans are actually the more obvious puns because radish, get it? pretty easy to figure out. Die, evil plant man! Die, bold Nappa! Oh! You're gonna get paid. You're gonna get yours for that, Cyberman. Ow! You call that an attack? That barely... He hurt me. But that looks like it hurts. Copy Man. That's lame. What kind of a name is Copy Man? What is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to be like a copycat? What is that? Sharingan? It can copy my moves and energy attacks? That's lame. Also, it's a ripoff of Naruto. Not likely though, because Naruto came after Dragon Ball Z.
I won't let you get away with this.
Oh, I missed him. Good thing he can't really take damage that well. Come on. Fortunately, I can take a punch and I can give a punch. See? Or a kick for that matter.
Damn it!
Back to the mountains. Dum. Cutscene. Okay, where else do we have to go? Where do we have to go? Oh yeah, looks like Tien got poisoned. How do you get poisoned? And what, did one of those plant monsters, plant demons? Plant devils! Plant man! Did one of them poison him? How is that possible? How do they do that? I didn't know plants could poison people. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Poison ivy. Oh well. Wait, I'm fighting Raditz with Raditz? How am I supposed to tell which Raditz is my Raditz? Raditz? Oh well, I'll just look for the green enemy, the red enemy thing. That shouldn't be too hard. What is this? It looks like a Pikachu It looks like a Cyberman A Pikachu is imitating a Pikachu. Alright, evil Raditz, you're going down. Oh. Or evil or Raditz, because Raditz is already evil, but he's fighting on my side because I can make him do that. Come on! Lie down! Die already! Full power energy minus bronze! Pizza sauce! KO! No one else left to fight. Let's go back to the mountain ranges. Uh-oh. Not again. Yep, again. We fight Grey Ape now.
The power of a Saiyan ape is beyond anyone's imagination! How's that? Now
this time I will grab him and I will take him down. As soon as I stun him long enough. Come on. What's he doing? He's just walking around. He's not attacking at all. He should be attacking like crazy. Oh, and I gotta check the controls. I gotta remember how to grab a guy. Whispers. Thinking. Gibberish. Well, that didn't help at all. What's he doing? He's so slow. He should be fast. Oh, he should be faster than that. Yeah, otherwise, come on, work for me. Work, controllers, work. Hey, I got him. Timber! Aw, not that much damage. Let's try that again. Make cake. Dang it! Now I have to do it all over again. Well, that's inconvenience. Oh man, he just whacked me with his tail. I got whacked by the tail. That tail's going down. You're going down, tail. You're going down. Pile driver! KO! Woo, 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 woo. I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one. Yeah. I'm number one. I'm number one. A B? Come on. You gotta be kidding me. And I didn't even get to fight the time patroller. Alright, I'm done. My throat's sore, so I'm gonna go. See you in the next video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and whatnot.